Imagine this: the vast, unforgiving Atlantic Ocean. December 1872. A ship, the Dei Gratia, is cutting through the waves when its crew spots something strange. Another vessel, a brigantine, is drifting aimlessly, its sails tattered and flapping in the wind. As they draw closer, an eerie silence hangs over the ship. They hail it, but there's no reply. Something is terribly wrong. That ship was the Mary Celeste. When the crew of the Dei Gratia boarded her, what they found was not a scene of disaster, but one of profound, chilling mystery. The ship was perfectly seaworthy. In the hold, her cargo of 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol was almost entirely untouched. In the galley, there was plenty of food and fresh water, enough for 6 months. In the crew's quarters, clothes were neatly folded, pipes lay waiting to be smoked, and money and valuables were left behind. The captain's wife had even left her sewing machine, with a child's dress still in progress. The ship's logbook was on the captain's desk, its last entry dated 10 days prior, noting nothing unusual. It was as if everyone on board had simply vanished into thin air. But where did they go? All 10 souls, Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and a crew of 7 experienced sailors, were gone. The ship's only lifeboat was missing, which suggests they abandoned the ship. But why? Why would a seasoned captain and crew leave a perfectly sound vessel in the middle of the ocean? This is where the theories begin, and they range from the logical to the downright bizarre. Let's start with the most plausible. One leading theory centers on that cargo of industrial alcohol. 9 of the barrels were found empty. These barrels were made of red oak, which is more porous than white oak. It's possible that alcohol vapor leaked from these barrels, building up pressure in the hold. Captain Briggs, perhaps fearing an imminent explosion, might have ordered everyone into the lifeboat as a precaution. Picture the scene: a tense crew, a worried captain, his wife clutching their daughter. They might have attached a line from the lifeboat to the Mary Celeste, planning to keep a safe distance until the danger passed. But what if a sudden storm snapped the line? Or what if they simply misjudged the wind and currents? In the vastness of the open ocean, a small lifeboat would be quickly separated from the ship, leaving them stranded, helpless against the elements. A simple miscalculation, a moment of panic, leading to a tragic end. This theory is neat, it's logical, and it explains the missing lifeboat and the seemingly orderly evacuation. It feels human, but it's far from the only explanation. Let's consider piracy. Was the Mary Celeste attacked? It seems unlikely. Pirates in the 19th century were after valuable cargo and loot, yet everything of value was left behind. The cargo was intact, the crew's money untouched. There were no signs of a struggle, no bloodstains, no damage to the ship consistent with a violent takeover. If pirates were involved, they were the most considerate and least greedy pirates in history. So, we can probably set that theory aside. What about a mutiny? Could the crew have risen up against Captain Briggs? Again, it doesn't quite fit. Captain Briggs was known as a fair and respected man. A mutiny is usually a violent, chaotic event. We would expect to see signs of a fight, evidence of conflict. But the Mary Celeste was calm, almost peaceful. It's hard to imagine a bloody uprising leaving the ship in such pristine condition. Furthermore, where would the mutineers have gone? Sailing away in a small lifeboat seems like a poor escape plan. So if it wasn't an explosion, pirates, or mutiny, what else could it be? This is where the story of the Mary Celeste sails into the realm of the truly strange. Let's talk about sea monsters. For centuries, sailors have told tales of giant squids, or krakens, capable of pulling entire ships beneath the waves. Could a colossal creature have risen from the depths and snatched the crew from the deck? It's a terrifying thought, straight out of a Jules Verne novel. While there's no physical evidence to support this, the ocean is a place of deep, dark secrets. Who knows what truly lurks in its uncharted abyss? Then there's the paranormal. Some have suggested that the ship sailed into a time warp or another dimension, a region of the sea where the laws of physics don't apply. This idea gained traction with the popularization of the Bermuda Triangle mystery, even though the Mary Celeste was found nowhere near it. Another popular theory in the realm of the supernatural is, of course, alien abduction, a silent hovering craft descending from the sky and beaming the crew up one by one. It's a staple of science fiction, and while it's an exciting narrative, there is zero evidence to support it. But in the absence of a concrete answer, people's imaginations run wild. Let's return to the ship itself for a moment. There were a few odd details. The ship's chronometer and sextant, crucial navigational tools, were missing. The ship's papers, except for the logbook, were also gone. Does this point to an orderly, planned evacuation? Captain Briggs might have taken these items with him into the lifeboat, intending to navigate his way to safety. This supports the precautionary evacuation theory. But there were also some strange, almost cryptic findings. A sword was found under the captain's bed, with what some reports described as a trace of blood. However, later examinations found no such thing. Stories often get embellished over time, and the tale of the Mary Celeste is a prime example. One of the most compelling clues might be the ship's course. When found, it was hundreds of miles off its intended route to Genoa, Italy. The last log entry placed it near the Azores. Had they encountered a waterspout, a common phenomenon in the area? A waterspout could have damaged the ship in ways not immediately obvious, causing it to take on water and prompting the crew to abandon ship in a hurry. Or perhaps an undersea earthquake, a seaquake, could have shaken the ship violently, creating panic without leaving visible damage. The mystery has endured for over 150 years, not because there are no answers, but because there are too many. Each theory has its holes. The explosion theory doesn't explain why the crew wouldn't have just waited on deck. The organized evacuation theory doesn't explain why they'd leave a seaworthy ship for a fragile lifeboat. The supernatural theories, while thrilling, lack any shred of proof. In the end, the Mary Celeste is more than just a ghost ship. It's a perfect story. It's a canvas onto which we project our greatest fears of the unknown. The sea has always been a place of mystery, a powerful force that can give life and take it away in an instant. The fate of Captain Briggs, his family, and his crew remains one of its most enduring secrets. They sailed into history, leaving behind only an empty ship and a question that continues to haunt us. What happened on the Mary Celeste? We may never know the true answer. The ocean keeps its secrets well, and perhaps that's why this story continues to captivate us. It's a reminder that no matter how much we explore and understand our world, there are still corners of it that remain shrouded in complete and utter mystery. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the unknown. What do you think happened to the crew? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoy diving into history's greatest mysteries, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more. We'll see you next time.